Hello, everybody. Welcome back to TTG Radio. My name is Danny, and I will be your solo host today. We are talking about rebooting your routine and how to bounce back from vacation in terms of your fitness and health. Here we go. All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. As you can see, I have made it back from Ireland. I am sporting a Guinness sweatshirt. I did enjoy a couple of lovely pints of Guinness while I was in Ireland the last 2 weeks. That being said, I didn't finish them. They're a little bit heavy. You know, they do call it a steak in a cup for a reason. But it's good to be back home. We got back a couple of days ago and spent the weekend kind of getting back into a normal routine. But I know that is not the easiest endeavor for folks coming back from vacation, whether it's a weekend, a week, or a 2-week trip like what we just took. So I wanted to go through 8 different tips or strategies or tactics to get back on track with your health and fitness routine when you get back from a vacation or some time off or like a big shift in a season, something like that. So whether or not you have a vacation coming up or you've had one this summer, if there's some sort of a shift happening, I want you to think in terms of how to adjust to this new scenario. So maybe you had a vacation this summer, but we are in the start of school. Like it's August 21st. Oh my God, we're almost in September. So we're right in the heat of fall. School is starting back. So that is a big shift for a lot of people and schedules are changing. So how can you deal with that? Well, I've got 8 different things that we're going to talk about today, and I'll give you some examples of what I've done personally so that hopefully you can take these tactics and strategies and apply them to your own life. We're not going to spend a ton of time on these. It's going to be a pretty quick episode. But before I dive into that, I do just want to put out the reminder, if you guys are interested in nutrition, I know a big heavy hitting time of year to focus on nutrition tends to be in the fall, right when kids go back to school, because now your summer plans are over and a lot of parents have time to focus on themselves again in different ways. I know it's different for everybody, but this tends to be a big time of year for that. So if that is you, if you are looking for some nutritional advice or coaching, we're putting together a digital nutrition course with online lessons. There will be a community for being able to have that in-person touch point or just the touch point with a coach online so that you're not fully doing this by yourself. But we are putting together that digital nutrition course. And if you want to stay posted on when that will be released, when we're going to do our beta testing group, if you want to be a part of that beta testing group, I want you to go to our website, www.ttgnwla.com, and there's going to be a pop-up on that page. Sign up for our email list right there. We are putting out weekly updates on where we're at with creating those lessons and the videos and the PDF guidelines and things like that. So that is going to be the best place to stay tuned for nutrition coaching in a way that will be more easily approachable with your busy schedule. So head over there. I will put the link in our show notes as well, but it's going to be that pop-up on the first page of our website, but there will also be a link to sign up for our email list at the top of our first, 3 pages of our website. So go check it out there. Shoot us an email if you have any trouble with it, info@ttgnwla.com, or you can send us a DM. On Instagram, we're at TTG Sports Performance. You can also check out a bunch of my Ireland pictures and videos on my personal Instagram at Danny Phillips. And if you want to make sure that you get notifications for the podcast weekly, text the word podcast to this number, 833-432-2161, and you will get a weekly text with a link to our latest podcast episode. Okay, that's it. That's all for updates. Let's dive into those 8 strategies. Number 1, stick with the routine that you had while you were on vacation or over the summer if you have tried something new and you enjoyed it. The example I have here is that while I was in Ireland, instead of doing, my typical home workouts here at the training ground, I did go to a a gym there, like a college gym, a couple of times, but then I found this F45 or functional 45 class that I really enjoyed. It's actually a company that Mark Wahlberg has invested in, and he's a big fan of it. And so I'd done some research on it ahead of time and really wanted to test it out, and I loved it. It was just a change of pace for me, a lot more endurance focus while still focusing on functional movement patterns, which is really important to me. I like to focus on that functional approach. But it had more endurance, more cardio, a little bit more plyometrics than I'm used to in a way that challenged me. So it was a fun change. So bringing it back to post-vacation, I enjoyed doing that while I was on vacation. When I got home, there was an F45 challenge app that I had been a part of while I was there. So we flew back in Friday, drove back home from Dallas on Saturday, and then had Sunday to kind of recoup. So over the weekend, I did one of the online workouts. So I enjoyed doing the classes while I was there. I just carried that right into being back home before I came back into my own gym and said, you know what, I enjoyed this thing while I was gone. I'm going to keep going with it while I'm at home. It was a good change of pace for a home workout. I didn't have to think about putting the workout together. I just did it at home with a couple of kettlebells and dumbbells and a yoga mat, and life was good. So I got in a quick 45-minute workout and I was done. Didn't have to think about it. So take something that you enjoyed while on vacation and translate it back into your home life. Number 2, jumpstart with something that you're excited about. The example here might not excite you guys, but I am driven by a goal, and by signing up and paying for something, that gives me something to strive towards. Now, I haven't signed up for this yet, but there is an obstacle course challenge that kind of travels around. It's not Tough Mudder. I think it's called like Rugged. Anyway, that doesn't matter. There's a challenge obstacle course that has 25 obstacles over like a 3-mile course. And so for me, I haven't done cardio in a very long time in terms of like running or jogging. So thinking about, okay, I want to do this obstacle course challenge. How can I start prepping for that? Well, Danny doesn't run. Danny hasn't done cardio really like that since she separated from the military in 2017, where I had to run 1.5 miles for my physical training assessment annually. So we got back Friday night. Saturday morning, I didn't give myself any time to think about it. I just got up and went for a run. Now, I'm saying this like I didn't go out and run a 5K. I spent 12 minutes, guys, 12 minutes. I used the app Runkeeper, and I jogged for a 1/4 mile and then walked for a 1/4 mile. Jogged for a 1/4 mile, walked for a 1/4 mile. It was like 12 minutes, maybe 12 and a half. So it's something I haven't done in years. And I'm not ready to just jump back into running a 5K. And yes, I was sore. I'm a little bit like my pride is kind of hurt that I was sore from running the 1/2 mile that I ran. But anyway, that was something I was excited about. I was like, oh, I want to train for this thing. This is how I'm going to get started. Okay, moving on. Number 3. Use your travel time to brainstorm ideas. You know, there can kind of be a down when you are coming back from a vacation or you're transitioning into something if you don't have something to look forward to. So I used my 8-hour plane ride to start kind of going, ooh, what do I have waiting for me? What am I excited about? What am I going to start planning for? How do I want to approach my fitness and health when I get back? I had been on a pretty decent training regimen over the summer, kind of post shoulder surgery rehab, and I'd finally been able to start lifting heavier weights again and challenging myself again. So it's kind of like, okay, back from vacation, I did this totally different style of, cardiovascular challenging workouts while I was gone. How do I want to jump back into workouts here in terms of what my goals are? So use the time of travel, whether you're on a road trip or a plane or a train, and use the time wisely. All right, number 4, don't give yourself too much time to think about it. If you can think about it all day long, and then you can go, well, I should do this, or maybe I'll do that, or, oh gosh, it's too hot outside. Yes, it is too hot outside. 109 degrees. What is happening? Like, who wants to be outside in that weather? I know people here who are running in that kind of weather. Ian and Clay, y'all are crazy. I don't know how you're doing it. So, but that being said, I got to Dallas Friday night. Saturday morning, before I really had time to wake up and like talk myself out of it, I just went for that jog. Told my husband, hey, I'm going for a run. He kind of looked at me like I was crazy. And when I got back, he was like, what prompted that? I was like, well, and I gave him the list of things. So that kind of bleeds into communication, is telling somebody about what you want to do, and not kind of arguing for it, but just like, hey, this is what I'm going to do, and then go do it. Just go do it. You're going to feel better afterwards. Next, number 5, create a grocery list and go grocery shopping. So got back home Saturday, made a grocery list on my phone Saturday night. And part of my like weekly routine for grocery shopping is on Sundays, you usually have 1 or 2 clients up here at the gym, and I either go to Whole Foods or Sam's Club before or after. So I was able to kind of create my list that morning, Sunday morning, and then I went to the grocery store. So having those fresh foods and ingredients and things just ready to go. Don't give yourself too much time to think about it. Along with that, I did try out a new meal prep company, or I've ordered from a new meal prep company. The meal prep company that works alongside with those F45 classes and on the app is called Trifecta. I didn't look too much into it. I kind of just ordered some meals. So I've ordered 7 breakfasts and 7 lunches. They should arrive on Friday. It is a subscription, which I don't love, but I get it. So I'm going to probably like pause the subscription after I try it once and just see how I feel. I don't want to commit to getting the same things weekly. And I know that there can be some change up. Anyway, this episode is not about that meal prep, but maybe next week or the week after I'll do a discussion on my that meal prep company review. So anyway, the point here is like, go buy groceries or order some meal prep that's going to show up, that takes some of the pressure off of you from getting home and having to do a bunch of the cooking. Yes, it could be a little bit more expensive than really planning out a ton of grocery shopping and doing all the meal prep yourself. But if you're coming back from 2 weeks off and you're diving into work and the schedule has changed, give yourself a little break, a little bit of grace, and do something for you that's going to give you a little bit more time back to do something else that's probably a little bit more pressing. So knowing that I'm coming back to work and our off-campus classes have started and I wasn't here for those first 2 weeks, God bless you all. I know it was a little stressful. But jumping into some new things and some shifts, and then refocusing on creating the nutrition course after I've taken 2 weeks off. Like, there's a lot going on. So me buying some meal prep company food is taking the pressure off of me to make those meals. Next, number 7 is updating your workout program or booking some classes. So I know not everybody creates and updates their own workout programs, but that is an option. If you're not working with a trainer and you want to be, or you want somebody to do an evaluation on you and create a program for you, there's lots of ways to do that out there, including going through the training ground. So you can always reach out to a trainer and take the pressure off of yourself from creating your own workout program or getting to a gym and going, well, shoot, I don't know what to do now that I'm here. But booking a class. So we don't offer classes like that here. But for example, I have, over the last probably 6 to 8 weeks, gotten into a new hobby of aerial training. If you followed me on Instagram, then you probably saw that I took a couple of Lyra classes while I was in Ireland, which was really cool. And that's the hanging hula hoop. So it was kind of fun, but I've taken some hammock classes and some Lyra classes and some trapeze classes, and there's a local place here. So I booked a class last night for next Saturday. So about once a week, I'm just going to do that. So booking a class makes sure that, hey, I've paid for it. I need to show up. So something like that, where you're putting money down to make sure that you show up for something that is going to help your health and fitness regimen. I think that is important. And then last but not least, an option is to track your nutrition. I have not tracked my nutrition consistently in years, and I don't know how long I feel like committing to this right now, but I started tracking my nutrition again yesterday, and I've started already this morning. And so I think for at least a month, I am going to track my nutrition probably 5 days a week, and start weighing things out a little bit more carefully and just get my nutrition back on track a little bit, especially if I have some goals like running that obstacle course challenge run. So if I want to make sure that my health and fitness is best taken care of for something that is going to be challenging, I do want to make sure my nutrition game is on point. So I'll be able to, or if you are on my fitness pal and you want to see what I'm tracking, go ahead and check it out. I'll put my username in the show notes for this episode, and you can give me a friend request over there if you want to see my diary entries. Okay, so that's going to wrap us up. Those are 8 different strategies and tactics to make sure that you reboot your health and fitness routine when you return from vacation. I hope you enjoyed them, and let us know what your thoughts are on how you best jump into a new routine and get back on track post-vacation or changing into a new season of life. That's it. That's all for now. Love you guys so much, and we will talk to you in the next episode. Bye.